Have you noticed that when you're desperate, nothing seems to work? You seem to collapse on everything you do. You fail to be consistent and you feel like you're not moving anywhere. Like no matter how hard you try, it feels like the universe is just toying with you. Like I got denied so long on everything I tried to do. I tried to become viral, I would get 0 views. I would try to become profitable, I would lose. Like everything, bro. Even girls, I used to pretty much get any girl I want. And in this period where life kept denying me, I started getting rejected by girls, bro. And that shit was like, it's probably one of the weirdest and hardest feeling you can go through, to feel like the universe is legitimately against you. Like you reach a point where you ask yourself, like, why the fuck should I even keep trying if it feels like the universe or God just doesn't want me to have these things? It feels like it's too much resistance, right? Why, like everything I tried in this life kind of worked relatively easily, and now I'm getting so much resistance in return. Like it doesn't feel right. Like, why is this happening? You're actually doing it without realizing there's an underlying principle that you're doing that is causing this reality to just loop and never actually end up moving anywhere. I know it's hard to escape from this. You don't need to grind more, you don't need to act more, you don't need to fix your thoughts or become a different person. You just need to do one thing: feel safe. Feel safe? The fuck is that? How is that gonna change my life? We're gonna get into that, but we all know that we are on self-improvement. We know that through law of attraction we're actually gonna get towards where we want. So we know this, that thinking, acting and feeling is this like triangle. I envision it like this: thinking, acting and feeling form who you are, and who you are attracts the things you want. It kind of makes sense, right? Because this is what makes you the person you are: thinking, acting and feeling. If you think, act and feel like an NBA player, for example, you're gonna eventually become that. But okay, then comes this question: okay, there's 3 things I must change about myself. Are these thinking, acting and feeling equal, or what is the most important one? What should I prioritize? Well, we probably all started here. We probably all started with thoughts, right? We started, I don't know, changing our thoughts and using willpower to, for example, stop thinking negatively, or just think like, I already have what I want, I already have this. But it's fucking useless to think I'm a profitable trader or whatever, but inside you feel like you're not. That's useless. And trust me, thoughts, long story short, are not it. You should not even change. You should monitor them and be aware of certain patterns that you have in your thinking, but you should not be like, oh, thoughts are the most important one, I need to change this. No. It's okay, what's the next that makes most sense? Action. Okay, of course, to become an NBA player or become profitable, you need to act. And then you start acting like this, and you start acting properly. You start change your actions, and you think, oh yeah, this is all I need. I don't even need to change my thoughts and feelings. I just need to act. I just need to be fucking disciplined and just act non-stop, and I'm eventually gonna get the thing I want. But then you start taking action, but you keep collapsing. Like you take action for, let's say, 2 weeks, but then you burn out. Initially you think, okay, I'm just undisciplined. If I keep acting, eventually I become disciplined enough to the point where I don't collapse anymore. And you keep failing and you realize, okay, I can't do this shit. So what the fuck is missing? And then you come to the thing that you've neglected all these years, which is feeling. Feeling is the secret. It actually is the secret. And I thought, wait, how can feeling such a stupid thing? How can this be the most important part out of the trifecta of law of attraction? How can this shit be the most important part? Like, what does it even matter if I feel like I'm a profitable trader if I don't act like a profitable trader? Feeling like you already have it teaches the nervous system safety, and that transitions the nervous system from lack to abundance, to where it's supposed to be. And from an abundant nervous system, then everything arises how it should be. All this trifecta of law of attraction has a core. We, as humans, we have a core, which is nervous system. It makes sense, right? Our nervous system is basically where everything comes from. When you prioritize action and you keep failing, is because those actions are born from a defect nervous system, from a bad nervous system, and that's why you keep collapsing. Actions born from lack will always produce lack. If your nervous system is in survival, thoughts of survival are gonna rise from that nervous system. When you worry, when you're desperate, when you feel anxious, when you just can feel it, right? You can feel it in your body. You can feel like you're irritated, you're not feeling safe. Have you just not noticed? This is why life has been looping, because it's the state from which action is born that actually matters. This is why life has been producing lack and lack and lack over and over again, because the action itself is born from lack. Wait, so then you're telling me that it's not action itself that matters that much, but it matters from what state the action is born from. That's why life has been looping like over and producing lack. That's why for me I've been stuck for so many years, because I kept acting from I must prove to myself that profitable, I must chase that thing, I must do this. I was consistently in survival, and when you're in survival, your perception narrows. You don't see the step that actually gets you the thing you want. When you're in survival, perception is like this, and you only see this. This is one step, and this is the worst step that you can take. But the step you need to take to get a thing you want is here. It's outside your perception. So that's why you never get a thing you want, because you can see the step you need to take. So for you to actually manifest the thing you want, you have to widen your perception to actually see that step that you wouldn't be able to see otherwise. How do you widen your perception? Through nervous system safety. Then we come and backtrack and understand that how you actually get your nervous system out of this to this is through feeling of what? Of the wish fulfilled. Let me give you this example. I was desperate. I was so fucking desperate. I was so tired of not getting a job. I've been applying for like 2 months for jobs non-stop, and nothing would click. No messages in return, no nothing. I was so desperate. I was so fucking tired of applying for jobs, and reality just kept looping and looping and looping. I just kept applying, kept getting no jobs. So then I was, okay, I need to change something. Then I started rehearsing the feeling of me already having a job. What did that do? It taught my nervous system safety, and it started getting out of that survival mode. My perception widened, and then the step appeared. And as soon as I took that step, boom, I got a job in one day. Legitimately. I'm not joking. This is exactly how it happened. And I wouldn't see that step if I wouldn't have gotten out of survival state. So you are telling me that the nervous system is the most important part of law of attraction, because everything is born from that. And you're also telling me how I get my nervous system out of survival and into that manifestation state is through feeling of the wish fulfilled. I was never able to do what I wanted with social media because of my nervous system. So I would always be in the state of, oh, I want to go viral. I want to get views on my videos. So I need to make videos that get views. And then you start overthinking. You start acting from lack. For example, I'm doing this video. I would have thought, oh, no one's watching this video. I need to force myself and bring this inauthentic version and optimize for views and do crazy edits and do this and do this and do that for people to watch this video. And then what would happen? I would destroy what would have made me viral in the first place. What would have made me viral in the first place wouldn't have been the crazy edits, wouldn't have been the crazy retention clips, or whatever I had in mind that I thought is gonna make me viral. It is actually just me that's gonna make me viral. But because I was in the space of, nah, I want to be viral, I don't have it, I want to desperately make something with YouTube, I would see that step that was here, right? I wouldn't see the step that was here because I was in survival state. And you know what changed now? You see me, I take a different path with YouTube. You know what changed now? I rehearse the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Okay, what would have I done if I were already been viral? Okay, I would just do a simple video where I just talk. Does it matter? For me, it doesn't even matter, right? Because I'm not in survival anymore. I don't do this for views. I do this just to express. But now, perception widened, and I saw exactly the step I needed to take to actually become viral, which is just recording videos. You say what you see what I mean? How these things actually tie up together, and even in my life, you can easily see them now. Sure, if you start applying this, you're gonna see them because you're never able to see how you should do things when your perception is narrowed by a survival state system. I don't know. I'm retarded. Is that gonna be my outro?